So football season in, Super Bowl predictions, playoff predictions, conference winners, which I got.
I like this topic. I'll let A Weed to go first because this about to be some ridiculous ass shit he about to say.
Nah, I ain't gonna say that, but
Let's start it off. MVP predictions.
MVP.
Give me two of them.
I mean, if I had to go with somebody, I would lean towards first Justin Herbert.
I like that.
He so far looks like
Here's gonna
an
be my
MVP candidate.
Here's gonna be
Now,
my
I
bold
was
prediction.
skeptical about him at first because Justin Herbert in the new system they was in under Jim Harbaugh, like you know this from Michigan, they want to ground and pound and they want to play elite defense. And a lot of that last season, Justin Herbert took a step back as far as his passing numbers was concerned. So like this season, it's been a pleasant surprise seeing him airing the football out, especially to a lot of the weapons that have been underachieving so far, like Quentin Johnson, who has been a bust so far and things like that. So Justin Herbert has really been flashing. We know the story on him and how he's been kind of underachieving and kind of like not taking that next step in the playoffs and whatnot. But in the regular season, he's shown the ability to throw for 4,000 yards like when he came in as a rookie. So if he keep airing it out, I like Justin Herbert. And if I had to pick somebody else, I'm gonna throw Josh Allen in the mix because I think he got the favor of not only to be able to put up monster numbers, but he also has the ability to favor from a weak schedule. Like they're gonna be favored in every game, like for the rest of the season. So
Yes.
like hypothetically, I feel like they're gonna go 14-2.
He gonna get.
I'm sorry,
He gonna get.
14-3 or 15-2 or whatever the case may be in the 17 game regular season. So they gonna have a gaudy record. Normally, the team with the best record and the best player. If he got even comparable stats, I think he should or probably will be in that mix. What you thinking?
I was finna say you think they gonna give it to him on back to back years.
Nah, that'll be tough.
After they kind of, I won't say they riled Lamar last year, but they definitely could have gave it to him.
They did.
So you know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna sit here and say they riled him, but at the same time, Lamar did something that neither one of them ever did. Nobody else ever done. Most rushing yards and passing.
I thought Lamar won back to back years.
I don't know if it was back to the back.
I can't remember if it was back to
But
back.
I know it was 2 or 3 or something like that.
But you know, like you said, Lamar not gonna fall off this year. He'll already 4 touchdowns already.
Now Lamar has the opportunity to win the MVP if he continues to put up the stats that he normally puts up.
He's gonna do
it. And Baltimore has the record that they normally would end up with. Like he's gonna be in the discussion. But like from a narrative perspective, I do believe that Lamar did get robbed because Lamar had a season to where he didn't have the gaudy stats and still won MVP. So they did the same thing for Josh Allen in retrospect. He didn't have the gaudy stats, but he showed something on tape that you just couldn't quantify. So they gave him the MVP for that. Like he didn't have the talent. They was playing with a bunch of rookies, Keon Coleman and Dalton Kincaid and all of those other young pieces, and not having a number one receiver and all those things. So, and Lamar coming off a season where he had the touchdown to interception ratio and the rushing yards. Like, think about this. Lamar didn't win MVP and he had passing statistics similar to Aaron Rodgers. When he won MVP with it was like 40 or like high 30s or 40 plus touchdowns and
passing rate
interception.
Yeah, passing rate like 109, something crazy.
And then he rushed for 800, almost 1,000 yards.
I think Lamar's in that phase that people like Jokic has been in, LeBron has been in, where you don't want to give it to them because they don't have the playoff success. So they just avoid giving it to him. Lamar did deserve it, but I think Josh had some moments last year, like the moments against Detroit where it was a shootout and he win the shootout. He beat Baltimore in the playoffs.
No, he beat Buffalo. Who you talking about?
He beat Baltimore.
Who you talking about? Lamar?
No, Buffalo.
Oh,
Y'all lost by 2.
Yeah. Baltimore did beat Buffalo in the regular season
last year, yeah, and then they lost from the first.
Did they beat us in the first game this
So,
year?
so who do you see as the MVP candidates?
Oh man, now your Justin Herbert take is very good. I love Justin Herbert. I think he has a chance. I don't know if he's gonna have the stats, but he will have probably the wins. I don't think anyone in the NFC can win it. Stafford probably not gonna play enough games. The kid in Philly, Jalen Hurts, don't even throw the ball.
Hey,
Jared Goff,
he gonna get
maybe?
30 tush pushes though.
Right. They don't even consider that a quarterback. They consider that a running back. Like, Jared Goff, outlier maybe if Detroit has an outstanding year. But I do agree with those three people: Lamar, Josh Allen, and Justin Herbert.
Let me give you a dark horse. And I know because the MVP is always quarterbacks.
Yeah, most of the time quarterback. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Derrick Henry be in the conversation this year.
Nah, it's not a chance. It's not a chance.
You don't think so?
If Derrick Henry's in the conversation, Lamar's gonna win.
It's a win-win for me, but
Derrick Henry could win offensive player of the year, but he won't win MVP. Now, only way he wins MVP, he got to do something godly unseen, like 2,300 yards.
Well, that's insane. But
because Saquon didn't win MVP,
and he
almost broke.
I think
I mean, if he probably would have broke the record,
maybe. But nah, he still wouldn't beat Josh Allen.
Or maybe not Josh Allen, Lamar.
The MVP is a quarterback award unless somebody does something extremely rare, like
how Peyton Manning got robbed out of that MVP on the year that he lost to Adrian Peterson in 2012.
2,100 yards, something like that.
Yeah, almost broke the record, and he ended up winning MVP.
I'm about to say that was off of ACL injury, so that was crazy.
But I mean, if I look at the NFC,
nobody.
I mean, okay. The Rams so far undefeated. So I'm thinking about, I don't think Matt Stafford could possibly get in that, but he could if they keep up the winning.
Because he's not gonna have the stats.
He got the ability to put up the stats.
Yeah,
though.
but Sean McVay has went to a more balanced system. He's not gonna have the stats to win it.
He got the weapons to win it. I mean,
I just looked at Bill's schedule. The Bills gonna be, like you said, they're gonna be favored in every game going forward. They probably gonna win close to 15 games. And there's nothing stopping Josh Allen. He already beat Baltimore in a signature win, coming back from 15 down in the fourth quarter. It's a signature win. He plays to Kansas City, but they come to Buffalo. He has to play somebody else in Buffalo. He had to play Philly in Buffalo, so he get the advantage of playing home games against top elite teams. So he'll get a chance to pad that lead if he keep going. If Chargers win the AFC West, Herbert has a chance. I will say that though.
No fate in the Cowboys. No Dak Prescott.
God no.
Hey, look, I will say this.
Sure.
That is a nice dark horse pick. Think about this from a narrative perspective. Think about this. Dak is gonna put up gaudy stats. If the Cowboys can sneak it, you play for the Cowboys, so you play for the most popular team. Dak has been second runner up in MVP and in his apex when healthy. So if the Cowboys could put a monster number in, he can lead this team to the playoffs and with a decent record, and put up gaudy numbers. It's not far fetched.
That is far fetched.
Why? Why?
Because
it's just as far fetched as us saying they got a chance to win a Super Bowl, I guess.
They probably got.
And then think about this. A lot of times MVP is based on narrative. It's a narrative based award as well. Like a lot of can be said of that. Josh Allen won this last MVP based on narrative. I just feel like the media just wanted to finally give him an MVP.
I agree.
So if you revert this back to Dak Prescott. They just traded away Micah Parsons. That's a big loss. The defense so far has looked horrendous. Dak Prescott puts up big numbers with Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. They've shown the ability to put up big numbers.
How many wins are they gonna have?
Now that's a good
They're not
question.
gonna have enough wins for him to qualify for the award.
Now I do.
I just watched them play against the Giants. The Giants scored 6 points against Washington, who defense is not that good. They gonna put up 37 against Dallas.
I think Dallas got a chance to be sneaky good.
Well, we kind of
good-
said the
good.
last 4 years too, though.
But they had some
Good
injuries.
enough to compete, not good enough to win.
I think they're gonna put up some big time numbers.
They-
'Cause I'm thinking about this.
They right on course
Are
to
the
lose
E-
to Green Bay in the first round.
Are the Eagles gonna win this division? Yes or no? For the first, is this gonna be the first time in 20 years that a team repeat?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
We haven't seen a team. I haven't seen a team in the NFC East repeat since Donovan McNabb
It's been
did it with
about
the
20 years.
Eagles, ironically. And like, what's this? 03, 04?
Yeah, something like that.
Because they got the consecutive NFC championships and stuff along that lines. But
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. Like, hey,
Oh, but to answer your question, yeah. Nobody in the NFC East is gonna stop Philly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So let's segue
Philly is
this.
a powerhouse.
So let's segue that into like who are the favorites? Do you think is in the NFC? Like,
I can tell you the
so
favorite. I can tell you
outside
right
of
now.
like the Eagles.
That list goes Philly and then everybody else.
pretty much. It does though.
No, that don't make no damn
You
sense.
just asked me for the list.
Yeah,
It's Philly and everybody else.
I mean,
Now, if you want a list, it's Philly, then maybe the Rams, then the Lions, then the Washington, then
What sense does that make? You just said Philly and everybody else, but in earlier conversations, you say Jalen Hurts has only thrown for 100 yards.
ain't based on Jalen Hurts. It's not based on
The
whether or not
team
he
is
do
great.
anything.
The team
It's
is
based
great.
on it's based on that running game.
So let me ask you
With
a
the best
question.
line football. Now I give Green Bay an emerging chance, but I had to see what Jordan Love do. Jordan Love have shown he folds under pressure in consecutive seasons. So I got to see what he does in terms of the Packers' success. Because even when they beat the Lions, they didn't do a lot offensively. They scored like the first two or three possessions. They didn't score the rest of the game. So I got to see what he does. But in terms of team success, the totality of a team, Philly got the best team. It's not even close.
What's your list?
So the fact that you saying nobody is even close
Yeah, it's
is
Philly and everybody
baffling
else.
to me.
Philly-
It's baffling to me.
But Philly was dominant last year, and it was like, damn, can't nobody beat them niggas. So now it looks the same as that way this year.
No, it doesn't.
To
No,
me, it does.
Well, I mean, because think about this.
You know they just went to Kansas City, right?
Yeah, okay. I'll give
They
you
just
that.
went to Kansas City and won.
I'll give you
They
that.
opening game was against Dallas. They won. It ain't like they ain't playing nobody.
Okay. I'll give you this. Philadelphia does deserve to be the favorite in the NFC. I'm not taking it away. Okay. They got the most talent on paper, and they still one of the top teams. They find a way to win. I'm not gonna discount that. But when you think about the other teams in the NFC, to say that they not close, the Rams were this close, like in a snow, in a blizzard. Like this team is from California. They went into a blizzard in Philly in the playoffs. It was almost like they should have won that game. They should have won. If Jalen Carter doesn't make a miraculous play, that's really was on the Rams for not double teaming Jalen Carter in that moment. How did you leave him 1-on-1?
I mean, this called having home field advantage.
But he made a heck of a play. But Matt Stafford, it was within a game-winning drive of almost beating the Eagles. They are right there. I think the Rams.
I didn't say Philly couldn't lose.
But you just said it's Philly and everybody else. That's just disrespectful.
If Philly come with their A game, they ain't losing.
Well, so let me ask you this.
Their A game is better than everybody else's A game.
I don't know about that.
Okay,
I don't know.
give me your
Okay,
list.
so
Who your list?
I have to feel it. I
Is
see.
they A game more consistent than everybody A game?
Yes,
Yes.
they have
So,
the easiest
So who
path to
else
an A game.
A game is just as consistent as Philly's?
I think if the Rams are on their A game,
No. Is it when I say consistent meaning
What you
week
know you
after
gonna get
week,
from them.
Philly wins ball games. They just win them. Like who else is that consistent with their A game?
I mean it's too early to tell. But if you want to,
So who you think got the highest peak of an A game?
Green Bay,
That's fine.
they've been dominant.
fine.
They've been dominant. So
That's fine. That's a fair assessment.
if I had to look at it in a nutshell, the teams that have been the most impressive has been Green Bay based on who they played and what they've done so far. They beat the they just dominated the Lions. They dominated the Lions and made the Lions like they completely dominated the Lions.
That's fine.
But the Lions turned back around the next week and dropped 52. Like, but that's just a week ago.
And then they played Washington, right? They played Washington the next week.
The team that was just in the NFC Championship
played Dallas, the team y'all just said could make a playoff run.
But I gave Dallas their respect.
They would beat Kansas City, who was just in the Super Bowl.
But I never discounted anything Philly did. You discounted everybody else in the NFC.
Yeah,
it wasn't me.
I did.
So I'm giving you what Green Bay has done. They have dominated the team that was just currently in the NFC championship game, which was the Commanders, which is a trendy pick for everybody in the NFC this year. They've been putting Jaden Daniels in the top 5 quarterback conversation.
That's true.
And they've been a trendy pick. Green Bay has dominated them, and they have dominated the Lions, who are a great team, who just in the previous week dropped 52 on the Bears. Like, that's been highly impressive. And then we got the Green Bay Packers, and then you also have like teams like the Rams, who are 2-0, who I got a lot of respect for. So I think, like, I'm not gonna even mention the 49ers, who are 2-0. We know Brock Purdy's out. We know like they got a ceiling based on what we think Brock Purdy is as a quarterback.
I agree.
Okay, so when you look at it like that, I think Philly does have like some roadblocks. And then, oh my God, not to mention Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Did you see how that defense looked? And how like Ty Bowles got them blitzing and flying around?
I mean, that's always been Ty Bowles. I think Tampa has a path. They have a path to the Super Bowl. They just need to avoid Philly, avoid Detroit.
It sounds like everybody.
No, that ain't true. Detroit and Philly could very well play in the first round. They just need to avoid one of them two teams. They don't need to play both of them. If they can avoid playing both of them, they got a path to the Super Bowl.
And look, and I'm a real quick.
Like, for example, I think if the Rams beat Philly, I think Rams get to the Super Bowl. They had a chance to beat Philly, and they came up a little short. So, it's path for people to get there. Detroit has to avoid Philly. They have to avoid.
Now, when you get to talking about teams trying to avoid somebody, I don't think you're a contender. I don't think you're a contender.
That's not true. Matchups make fights.
I mean, that's true.
So sometimes it's a team that just has a better matchup for you, or a team that has a worse matchup. Like, for example, Detroit don't want to play a team that has a mobile quarterback. If they can avoid a team with a mobile quarterback, they all right. Green Bay don't want to play a team that has a pass rush. If they can force Jordan Love to make mistakes, Green Bay will literally beat themselves. Philly don't want to play a team that can stop the run. If it's a dominant team that can stop the run, and Jalen Hurts has to beat you, that's the path to beating Philly.
But I wouldn't say that, because we've seen Philly them stop the run in the Super Bowl, and he was electric. And
I'm not gonna let one game be the outlier of a person's career. We know what the weaknesses of Philly is. Philly's weakness is the passing game. They don't want to have to throw that ball 40 times to win a game. If you can get them to throw the ball 40 times to win a game, you got them right where you want them. Jalen Hurts he's a good quarterback, but he's not built to throw the ball. Their offensive identity isn't built to throw the ball that many times.
Yet and still, you got Philadelphia and everybody else. I'm stunned at how you arguing yourself out of your own take.
Who has proven to stop Philly's run game?
Man, it's tough, because I ain't gonna lie.
Because
the Rams did a great job against Philly, even though Philly did.
It wasn't good enough.
It wasn't because Saquon Barkley did have some back-breaking runs even in that playoff game.
He had like a 50-yard run to close out the game against. Did you forget that he bust a 50-yard game to end the game against the Rams?
I understand what y'all saying about Philadelphia weakness would be putting the ball in the air.
Yeah.
But with them having the best offensive line, that nigga be having sometimes 5 seconds to make a decision. And then you got A.J. Brown, probably arguably technically the best receiver in the league, technical-wise. That's a hell of a weakness.
I agree. Well, I mean, while I agree with you, it's still a weakness. If you gonna beat them, you beat them by making Jalen Hurts beat you.
All right, so that's the NFC. What about the AFC?
Oh man, it's the wild west over there. It's
Is
like,
it?
Is it really?
bro? It's like 4 teams that you could argue would make the Super Bowl.
Are the Chiefs one of them?
2 and 2 possibles?
Yeah, but
Wait, 2 and 2 possibles? It's only one possible. The other teams definitely can make.
Okay, so we going Buffalo?
We going Buffalo.
They got the best chance in
We
the
going
AFC, right?
Baltimore.
I'm
We
giving
going
Buffalo the
KC,
edge.
and we going Chargers. As long as Buffalo. As long as
KC and Chargers is the 2 possibles I'm talking about.
KC
Yeah.
has Patrick Mahomes. This
They
is
do.
called.
They do.
Isn't this called the Andy Reid Invitational?
No,
How many Super Bowls he got?
No.
Oh my God, I'm not ever in the business of discounting.
they did the
You
same.
talking like
they-
it's the same team.
How? What's different?
Well, they started off slow last year too.
Exactly. They
Not like this.
And everybody was like,
Bro, the
have they
narrative
lost
last
it?
year
Have they lost it?
about Kansas City was their offense. Because remember, they was winning games like 14 to 13,
agree.
some stuff like that.
I agree.
And then in the
They was
playoffs,
still in the Super Bowl.
and then it got to the
I
playoffs.
think it's different this year though.
It ain't no
I
different
agree
this
with
year.
that, because-
Bro, Patrick Mahomes is going to heat up, and once he heat up, all that talk about the Kansas City Chiefs starting
But they
off
gotta
slow
get
and all that-
healthy.
No, they just
They got people
They
suspended.
just
Yes, they
need
are.
Rashee Rice to come back.
Well, they gonna trade for Tyreek Hill.
Health and suspension.
He ain't playing, so
He
he might
wanted
well
to
be
say he wanted to drive that Hellcat too fast. That's what it was.
That's why they gonna go and get traded for Tyreek and get him back.
They
need
might
him.
as well.
They need him.
Dolphins need to start
Yeah,
tanking right now.
Dolphins over with.
Right now, they need to start tanking.
Yeah, it's over with.
They unfortunately Mike McDaniels is gonna get fired. Even though I think he's a good coach, he's gonna get fired. They need to go ahead and start tanking right now. They're not gonna win in the AFC East, because Buffalo has a hard lock on that conference division. I mean, so they need to start tanking. To trade Tyreek, trade Waddle, get off Tua if you can. They need to start tanking.
Is Tua really that bad, man?
No, I mean I'm not saying he that bad.
Are
What I'm
people
saying
really
is,
scared of Patrick Mahomes still?
Yeah.
why would you not be scared?
From
I'm
I'm just
a,
asking.
from a
It's
mental
Patrick
perspective.
Mahomes. I am.
don't know if it, but,
I am.
but the combination.
I mean, you have a reason to
the
because
combo of Patrick
Yo,
Mahomes
boy.
and Reed.
Man, look, look.
Yeah,
If
he
Corey-
did good last year. I can't say nothing.
Bro, we sit here and glorify Josh Allen all year, and he went and played Patrick Mahomes and lost again.
Man, look. First of all, regardless of what you say about the Chiefs, I agree with Jones. Even though the Chiefs were bereft of talent, they didn't look this bad.
Yes,
Like
they did.
0
They
and 2.
looked good.
Like we know, like when you start 0 and 2, the record
When they
for
0 and 2
those
last
kind of
year?
teams. No,
You sure?
this is the first time in history they started 0-2.
Oh.
No.
In,
So
his history of playing, period.
and his first time ever losing 3 games straight.
Y'all act like 2 losses came to Dolphins and
I'm not saying that.
Bro, they lost to a great Chargers team on basically the last drive. Herbert
I would
runs
never have
for-
faith in the Chargers.
Herbert runs for 20
Yeah.
yards to beat them. Herbert don't even do that.
But
on
look,
third and like 17.
Look.
Then they lose to arguably the best team in the NFL in Philly by 3.
look,
Even though they lost at home.
you gotta play the schedule that's rolled out. We know the Chiefs gonna play a first place schedule because they perennially win their division. We know this coming.
That's true, but
So I'm
the
not about to
soft
get
part-
ready to bring
the
up the
soft part
strength of
of their
schedule. We knew
schedules-
who they were playing before the season started. So the fact of the matter is this: Kansas City can't. First of all, they can't dig themselves the hole. So they okay, I ain't gonna even say that. Because we've seen Kansas City be a wild card team and not have home field advantage and still going to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to ever bet against what Patrick Mahomes can do.
Sound like
We know that they are going to be a threat. But it, like to Jones' point, it does not look the same. And then on top of that, I'm thinking about, okay, we come from an era where we've seen dominance. We saw the Patriots. We saw the Patriots through that early 2000s through 2004. And I ain't gonna lie, it used to feel a lot like this. Like we were younger then, but a lot of people used to say like, damn, it used to feel like the Patriots don't ever lose. And now I feel like we get to that point to where are the Chiefs gonna get to the Super Bowl every year? Like it gotta be a certain
called-
point.
it's
Like
called-
it's hard to say.
It's called the Andy Reid Invitational for a reason.
It used to be the Bill Belichick invitation,
And he always went too.
but they didn't. But it got to the point where Tom Brady didn't win for 10 years in a row. Like, but
he was in there.
Like, so do
Whether
you
he didn't
agree?
win, he was in there.
I do agree with that, but like, can we get to the point where we can say like this could be the point where they can kind of finally go on a lull? Like, do you feel that, or
If
do you
they
see
do,
that?
it'll be because the Bills finally broke through, or the Ravens finally broke through. It won't be because some of these other teams broke through. Kansas City will have to not show up for them to lose. But if Patrick Mahomes shows up,
He made magical things happen.
He gonna beat whoever's in front of him.
Bro,
I watched Kansas City get the ball with 14 seconds left.
look,
It gonna
I'm
be
not
that.
here.
And we said that's too much time.
Everybody in America-
That's what we used to say to Peyton Manning.
Exactly.
You gave him 20 seconds,
Bro, everybody
you
in
lost.
America said that was too much time.
Too much
As
time.
much as I love Peyton Manning, I love Peyton Manning, and I used to feel like Peyton Manning was gonna win every year. I used to honestly deep down feel that, but I used to see him go get ramrocked against the Patriots. I used to see him lose against the Pittsburgh Steelers when they used to get on their runs. I used to see him lose against the Chargers in the playoffs, throwing picks. Like when you eventually, I feel like the Kansas City Chiefs ultimately are gonna reach that roadblock mentally and physically and emotionally. Like they are not.
Yeah,
and then when you factor all of the stuff they dealing with, the injuries and the suspensions, and then the ascension of like a Josh Allen or a Lamar, I think eventually that's gonna cause the Kansas City Chiefs ultimately not to break through. But
Let me ask you this. Don't you think if they go under the radar, that they'll be a better football team because they're not so in the media and not being talked about all the time?
I do think that could be a thing. Like they could kind of sneak up on somebody late, but I think Patrick Mahomes is just such regarded as like the best of the generation. Like it's gonna be hard. Like trust me, if the Kansas City Chiefs get in the playoffs, they're gonna be respected. Like
So let me ask you this. The Kajanta said 2 and 2 possibles. So are they still a possible?
I don't think they're
no,
possible.
I think I would put them above possible. Like just because of the fear that they put in the other teams,
like
if they get in the field, they're gonna be a threat.
I don't know what to say.
Now,
but this
as far as like the AFC contenders are concerned,
it's called Peach Pie.
I think
What's the name
Buffalo
of it?
and Baltimore
Magnum Beast.
have
Two top.
Go
I
get
think
it.
they're gonna be like the favorites. But then when you mention the possibles, like they was talking about, like you got
What you mean?
the
Chargers
Chargers
in Kansas City.
and Kansas
We
City,
sponsored
and then
by
it's still like I mean
I like
in the
them.
AFC South. I don't know if anybody's
Shout out
gonna
to
trust any of
Magnum
those
BS.
teams right now. Like you got Houston 0-2,
This real
and then
stuff, y'all.
Daniel
This is
Jones and the Colts are 2-0. So and then you're not gonna really trust them either. So I'm gonna eliminate them.
I trust them
I'ma
just as much as
go-
the Giants.
So it's pretty much just like the AFC North. Then you got the teams in the AFC West.
No-
With Denver
no-
probably gonna be a wild card.
No faith in Pittsburgh?
Not a chance in hell.
Pittsburgh,
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh been looking disappointed. Like if they defense perform to what they look like on paper, yes. But so far, no mas. So I can't really put them in the equation. So now I'm looking at Baltimore, I'm looking at the Bills, and I'm looking at the Chargers and the Chiefs. So, like Jones said, how he don't trust the Chargers, I don't either. Like historically, the Chargers always let us down, regardless of how talented their teams have been over the years. And then we also need to see Justin Herbert. I love Justin Herbert.
got Jim Harbaugh.
I got him in my MVP conversation. But at the end of the day, we need to see Justin Herbert in the playoffs perform because we saw them with a 28, 21 point lead and they blew it.
Well, I mean, that was Brandon Staley.
The quarterback still get some blame in that. He do those picks.
I agree.
Brandon Staley didn't throw those picks.
I agree with you there. But Jim Harbaugh won't happen on the Jim Harbaugh watch.
I agree.
That won't happen.
But they also, what was that?
Brandon
Did they
Staley
just?
should got fired in his second year.
But oh look, you got to factor this in real quick. Like to Jones' point when he said he don't trust the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh had they had Justin Herbert and them playing a conservative style. Like Justin Herbert threw for like 25 to 20, like 2,800 yards. It was something low. Like he really had them running the rock and stuff like that. And they had a good season last year and they made the playoffs. They got to, and Justin Herbert had like, I think he was like He led the league in like the least amount of turnovers.
Yeah, lost to Houston that year.
And then then they got to the playoffs and he threw like only 3 interceptions the whole year, less than Lamar, like almost in their ballpark. And they got to the playoffs and he threw 3 picks. Now you can't do that.
It's called pressure.
You can't do that. That's pressure. That's just like Lamar. Lamar, we had to like Lamar only threw 4 interceptions the whole year, and then he get to Buffalo and throw 2 picks. You can't do that.
And the fumble.
3 times you can't do that. So
that fumble was bad.
So we gotta see the Chargers. So I'm gonna throw them in the possible range. So Baltimore, Buffalo,
and we still could have won the game. Mark Andrews dropped the ball. We still should have won.
Yeah,
we at least tied it up.
But you know who gets the blame
I
ultimately?
know.
Oh, you talking about the
that Baltimore and Buffalo game?
The Zay Flowers catch. Did Zay just drop the?
No, it was Mark.
No, that was a different game.
Oh, okay,
you talking about when Zay Flowers fumbled the ball on the 1 yard line
yeah.
against Kansas City when they were supposed to win that game,
City,
and he fumbled the ball before he was supposed to score.
See, that's why I said that when people blame Lamar for these losses, I was like, yeah,
It's tough.
but at the same time, it's still a team sport. Like that's more of a team sport than basketball is. Like you really have to rely on niggas to do their job.
And it's quarterback gets a whole lot of praise and a whole lot of criticism.
Hey, yeah, it's a double-edged sword, man.